All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have some drama. Woo! Crazy stuff. The many scandals of Diablo. So again, thank you so much, Stevie, my editor, for putting me on this guy. Many kudos over here, covering the many scandals of different stuff. And as someone that likes drama, not serious drama, just kind of the corporate cringe drama, that is everything I want in my life.
Stay a while and listen. As I tell you...
I'm here. Tell me, neckbeard man. Tell me. I'm sorry, many kudos. You're very handsome.
And listen. As I tell you a tale. One
Please
hell
do.
Between the high heavens, known as Blizzard Entertainment when they make good
Sorry, Blizzard Entertainment scared me.
games, and the burning hells, known as Blizzard Entertainment the rest of the time. A conflict that mortals like us are but another pawn in. A pawn to be exploited for money.
I love exploiting people for money. I mean,
From a cash grab mobile game that even a treasure goblin would find too rich. A pawn to be ground up and
I
spat
love porn.
by the meat grinder of poor game launch.
Bro, all this meat grinding on porn is going wild right now. Porn meat grinding. That's what I'm here for, ladies and gentlemen. I wonder why YouTube demonetizes me.
A pawn to be exploited for money.
I love how he says it so much.
Again,
British
but in
jump
a
scare.
different way this time.
Yo, real. Oh god, dude, these companies are such shitbags.
These are the mini scandals of the Diablo franchise.
Let's go!
Let's be real. Hey guys, I just got chewed out by the brass over at GamerSupps. Turns out they do care if I suddenly abrupt their Turns out they do care if I suddenly in their ads. I forgot to tell you guys about the amazing promo offer they've got right now.
Oh my god, dude. Oh, I'm thirsty suddenly. God damn, did I just get thirsty really quickly?
As player base are usually the ones receiving the short end of the raw deal. Even their developers
They received the short end of the raw deal. Yo, just like Asmodeus in his relationship with Fizz.
aren't immune to a scandal. No, not that one. No, not.
Okay, can we not talk about the sex stuff? Can we not talk about the weird sexual harassment shit that goes on at Blizzard? Can we not talk about the weird corporate protection of sex offenders? I don't want to talk about any of that. I want to see full frontal, ass-gaping companies just making stupid decisions, please.
Not that one either. No.
Stop, please,
not
stop!
This one. In 1993, a studio by the name of Condor was squirted into existence
Was what?
by David Brevik and the Super Schnafer brothers, Max and Eric. About 9 months before Condor was due to birth Diablo 1 into the world, Blizzard's then owners, Davidson and Associates, scooped up Condor and renamed it to Blizzard North.
Okay, so basically, corporate capitalist stuff happened, and they squirted, and Condor.
The original Blizzard being nicknamed Blizzard South. Despite sharing the same name, these studios were effectively autonomous from one another, which worked great for North. But things were about to take a turn for the Blurst. Blizzard is somewhat of a hot potato as far as gaming corporations are concerned.
Yeah, it's all the copious amount of, rape.
Constantly passing hands to whichever company has the weakest harassment enforcement policies.
Oh no, stop it, don't do this.
You may have heard recently about how Microsoft is trying to court the Darling Maiden, but this is far from the first time. In 1996,
That's right,
Blizzard
buddy.
North's owners, Davidson and Associates, were bought by CompuCard International.
Brother, oh my god, they've been juggling these freaking sex offenders like hot potatoes.
Also known as CUCK,
Yes! Which is exactly what the Blizzard employees were doing when they're watching their employees get railed by each other.
Is going to be really hard to not make a joke about. CompuCard later merged with another company in order to form Send.
They say Sneeko's gonna be the next CEO. It's gonna be crazy.
Less than a year later, it was discovered that the cucks at CUCK had been cucking the books, lying about their
They've been cucking the books. What the? I love this guy!
profits and overstating their income to the tune of $500 million, plummeted from $39 to less than $10 a share, costing shareholders $14 billion, which is roughly how much money you need to max out a character in Diablo Immortal.
Got him.
Who were paid in stocks instead of cash during their company's acquisition, could only watch in horror as their money went up in flames. The team trudged on, and Blizzard was once again passed around like a joint of weed at a marijuana party.
True, passed around like Sneeko's girlfriend at Sneeko's apartment.
This time to Vivendi Games.
Bro, what the hell? Why are they juggling these games so much? Who do they think they are, an Adventure Time character?
2001 saw Blizzard North begin development on Diablo 3, and a sci-fi version that followed the Warcraft-Starcraft naming pattern by naming it Starblow.
But
Diablo. Now, you might be wondering why Diablo
Okay, nice.
3 took 11 years to release if they began development in 2001. In
Damn,
2002,
what?
Blizzard North
No
management
way.
discovered that the company was, you guessed it, being put up
Cringe.
for sale
I like
yet
mine
again.
better.
Much like Sneeko, the cuck and
Oh! He did it! He did it!
incident weighed heavy on their minds. Terrified of
I love this guy. Bro, I love him. What?
another botch sale that they
My goat over here.
had no say in. North founders Dave and the Schnafer Bros had a plan to ensure security for them and their staff. They decided they would threaten their resignation unless Vivendi gave
Their resignation, get it? Because they were rizzing all the women that they were sexually abusing. Oh, allegedly.
a seat at the
Don't sue me, please, Blizzard Entertainment. I know you guys are cringe, but I cannot afford to go up against you guys.
negotiation table. Instead, Vivendi said, "Righto mate, see you later." And by the end of the day, they were escorted from the premises of the very company they founded. Blizzard
That's just sad.
was now in control, and the mood at North immediately soured. It was announced that every employee at North would have a meeting with a manager from South in order to figure out who stays and who goes.
No!
Blindsided by the loss of the company's heads and the
That's
threat of
crazy.
losing their own jobs looming over them, employees at North became engulfed in office politics. When the guys left and it came time for our interviews and we learned that Blizzard South would be cutting some staff, everybody was out to save their butts. Anybody they had issues with,
Makes sense.
that was the time to stick it to them. I was like, I guess I
True.
should go talk to other people.
Let's all just enter civil war. That's what I always do when it's getting stressful and hot out there. Freaking backstab each other. That's what I do.
That's when I realized how bad things were. The moment he stepped into the conference room turned artist lair, the pit went quiet. Rivero, Bowie, and the others glared at
David
him
Bowie.
until he backed out. For a second I thought, I'm going to try reach out to the people I know. Then I realized that everyone was making lists of people they wanted to see fired. It was like, wow, this is the end. Employees discovered their fates, reality show style, by being directed to either the conference room or the kitchen.
Oh, no.
It was pretty depressing. Actually, when I walked into the room, I saw a certain person in the same room I was in, and I thought, yep, I'm gone. There's no way they're keeping him.
That's so
Blizzard
sad.
North was no more.
That's so
And it's
sad. They knew that the other employee was ass, and they got called in with the other employee that they knew was ass, and they're like, "Oh shit, son, it's over. It's Jover, bro. It's Jover. Call me the United States government the way I'm crumbling."
remaining staff was shipped down to the Blizzard South office in Irvine. Almost all of the work that North had done on both Star Diablo and Diablo 3 was scrapped.
Oh,
which
no.
explains both Diablo 3's delayed launch and shift in design philosophy.
That's
David Brevik, one of the North founders, would later express his feelings about Diablo 3's turbulent launch. He lamented how different the final product was than what they would have made, and how important it is to keep around talented folks who understand
Yes.
how the franchise works.
Yes,
Jay
true.
Wilson, the lead designer
Let's not fire all the people that have any passion for video games.
of Diablo 3, would
crazy.
respond, "Fuck that, loser."
Yeah!
Speaking of Diablo 3's launch, Diablo was always a single-player offline game with the option to go online if you wanted to join
Okay.
some kid's game and
Let's
scam him
go.
out of his hard-earned gear. So
That's what I try to do. Scamming kids is my favorite part of online game experience.
when it was announced that Diablo 3 required a constant internet connection in order to cater for some features that nobody even wanted,
Bro, why do people still giving Blizzard their money? It just blows my mind every time. Blizzard, every time they have a new game or a new season or a new launch, they literally just make it worse. How do they do it so consistently?
people were not happy. Now, in a perfect world where globules of internet flow freely like grapes bouncing off the cleavage of a buxom wench,
What the fuck did he just say?
nobody would care. But this is not the world we live in, as much as I've tried. I've been looking forward to Diablo 3 for a decade, and Activision has managed to squash
no.
all of my excitement with a single
Oh,
announcement.
no.
This game is now a non-purchase. I will
That's crazy. Aside from all the sexual assault they were covering up, they've also delayed a game.
enjoy Torchlight 2 heartily. All that crap sounds like a list of stinking shit I don't want, nor ever asked for, to be in.
It's a good thing he's censoring all the bad words with orgasm sounds. Damn, he really outsmarted the algorithm this time.
Game. Not a single ounce of the in this list makes the single player experience better any conceivable way. Fuck them. they don't get my money. Of course, all these people probably went on to purchase it anyway, because the internet loves nothing more than an actionless boycott. They would regret—
Dude, I love actionless boycotts. They're my favorite kind of boycott. In fact, I'd go as far as to say that they're the only kind of boycott. Come to think of it, I can't think of a single successful boycott.
that decision. Launch day rolls around like someone on my 600-pound life walking down a slight incline.
I love this guy. This guy is funny as hell. Stevie, I don't know how you found it, but thank you for putting me on this, man.
And the shortfalls of an always online system become extremely apparent. Even those with impeccable internet were no match for the other 4.7 million gamers trying to access the game simultaneously.
Bro.
Only to be bitch slapped with the now infamous Error 37. Now, unfortunately, we don't have time to go into a similar bug, Error number 34. So look up Diablo.
Dude, look up Diablo Rule 34 to learn more about that.
Diablo Rule 34.
I'm telling you, we are of the same brain. We are one brain cell. Literally one brain cell. Just banging across the different neurons of my empty skull.
If you want more on that, even if you made it past the Error 37 boss, you were then thrown dick first into a queue, regardless of whether you—
Getting thrown dick first, that's just like what happens to all the Blizzard associates when they accidentally assault their female staff.
were playing single player or not. In typical Blizzard fashion, they vastly underestimated how many people wanted to play the sequel to one of the most beloved games of all time.
That's crazy.
And scrambled to keep up with the demand. Naturally, this drew the ire of millions of would-be players, who responded by making some very dated 2012 memes.
Bro, memes with bottom text? Oh man, and they thought that was a good idea. They really thought that was gonna work.
Errors, queues, and issues continued over time, until supply was finally able to meet demand, and people could, at the very least, log in. However, you were still shit out of luck if you live somewhere with bad internet. So what was worth
Oh man, he calling me out like that.
breaking your entire game over?
Yes, the real money auction house. Dude, can we just take a small moment to appreciate how corrupt this guy is? Like, honestly, it's so wholesome.
Oh right, another way to make money. Diablo 2 had a very crude trading system. You were able to open a trade window with another player, but only as long as you were in the same lobby as they were. This meant that, in order to trade items, you would have to start a multiplayer game, title it whatever you were trying to trade, wait for a player to join you, and then hope that they don't waste your time.
No, that is such a bad system. What? I love how the real money auction house had actual inflation. Makes sense.
Oh, and this was the method that was officially endorsed by Blizzard, by the way. Unfortunately, this meant that the multiplayer game selection mode was clogged up with people asking for trades, meaning players had to metaphorically pan for gold in order to find a lobby to actually play the game. Gameplay problems were only until—
How can a company make so many bad decisions? Like, Blizzard, I feel like they just kept hitting gold. Diablo and Overwatch and Warcraft and all that stuff. People love that stuff. Like, they kept just getting golden games out. How did they have such terrible design flaws?
By D2JSP. This external, unofficial website was originally set up around botting in Diablo 2, but later became the main trading hub for the game. And
that's not normal. The main trading hub for the game is a way to circumvent the actual game.
In-game gold. Players would exchange a currency exclusive to the website, known as Forum Gold. Forum Gold was purchased using real-life money.
Oh, good. Let's go.
It became a way to trade real currency for in-game items. There was no way to actually
so it's gambling. Cool. I love that shit. Damn, that's great.
Cash out.
Sponsored by Kick.
Forum Gold, however, meaning the only people to actually make any dough off this were the people running D2JSP. With Forum Gold now the preferred currency for Diablo trading, the actual in-game currency became near worthless and rapidly inflated in value. This took the power out of Blizzard's hands, as the game had been designed
so stupid.
around a certain level of gold acquisition and spending, which were now completely irrelevant. This meant if you wanted to seriously gear out your little dude, you were either forced to turn to Forum Gold or botting. Keen to not see a repeat of this in Diablo 3,
this is such
Blizzard
a bad
implemented
system.
auction houses that used both gold and real-life money.
How did they do this?
While this solved one problem, it conveniently spawned 15 more. Diablo 3 was now officially pay to win, as anyone with a fat enough wallet and poor budgeting skills can now pay their way to power. Unlike in real life, where
pretty much
rich people have no real advantages. Now,
true. The real life is not pay to win. A lot of people love my favorite thing about real life is how equal people are in general. You know, different races, different genders, different social classes. Like, my favorite part about it all is the mutual respect. That's my favorite part.
This wasn't as bad as in other pay-to-win games, as Diablo 3 had almost no player versus player on launch, and their planned PvP modes were—
Oh, good. That's good. They saved the game by not having a feature that everyone wanted in the game. That's good.
quietly pushed down an elevator shaft when nobody was looking. PvP is where paying for power becomes a real sticking point, as nothing feels worse than losing a match, not because you were outplayed, but because you were outpaid. And
real. Can you imagine playing Pokemon, but if you pay enough money, you could level your Pokemon up to level 150 instead of 100?
instead, paying for power in a player versus environment game essentially saves you time. Except that time would have been spent playing a video game, which is meant to be fun. So you've essentially just paid money so that you don't have to have fun.
No, that's not true. Grinding is not fun. Beauty of grinding in video games is so that it feels all the more successful when you succeed later. The grinding aspect is not fun.
I'm sure some people will argue that, oh, you're just cutting out the boring grind, but I mean, what do you think happens when you have the best gear in the game? Conveniently, Blizzard also takes a cut of every sale made on
Of course they do.
the real money auction house. Initially, these were meant to be
this is just a kick sponsorship.
rate per item, instead of a percentage cut. Percentages really incentivize us to manipulate the system. We don't even want the incentive to do that, much less actually do it. We expect it'll break even, lead designer Jay Wilson says. While equipment such as armor and weapons ended up having a flat fee of $1 per sale, commodities like gems, materials and the like ended up having a 15% cut of the final sale price. The real money auction—
Dude, taking commissions out of gambling is just the best way to make money, I guess. Any entrepreneurs in chat? You want to start making a hard-earned business? Just have a gambling feature.
House was also one of the primary motivators behind the game's always online nature. This was to ensure that players couldn't hack or cheat the game while offline in order to spawn in powerful high-end items that they could then flip for a profit on the real money auction house. But it turns out they wouldn't even need to, as the drop rates for powerful gear in Diablo 3's early days were so high that the real money auction house found itself flooded with cheap, powerful gear. While I suppose this is preferable to the idea of a $50 sword, if you can just buy a full set of high-level gear for a few bucks, I mean, why would you even bother trying to get it normally?
True, why would you even play the game? It's like, imagine playing Elden Ring, but you could just pay for runes.
Blizzard then skewed the drop rate in the opposite direction, meaning it was now hard to get cool items for your character.
That is the stupidest idea in the world. They just made the drop rates barely possible so that they wouldn't have enough stuff to sell in the auction house. That's just annoying players that are playing the game fairly. You're just literally designing something to hurt the loyal audience.
A game about getting cool items for your character. After 22 months, Blizzard decided to remove the real money auction house, citing how it undermines the gameplay of killing monsters and getting cool loot. Something that players have been telling them ever since it was first announced. In the end, lead designer Jay Wilson estimated that the real money auction house made between $10 to $15 million. Now, for a lot of
what? Oh my god!
Game companies, that might sound like a lot. But for Blizzard, that's just their weekly breast milk budget.
Nursing Activision Blizzard employees say their breast milk keeps getting stolen. Can you name a company that has more L's? Mission level impossible. What are you saying? Diablo Immortal.
I love Diablo Immortal because Blizzard designed it with snarky YouTube videos in mind. This thing has just been a perpetual scandal ever since it was announced. At BlizzCon 2018, the first—
Who would go to BlizzCon?
New Diablo game in years was rumored to be announced. A Diablo panel announcing what's next for the franchise was set to take place on the main stage immediately following the opening ceremony.
It's crazy. I love this announcement. I remember when this announcement came out. I was losing it. It was so funny.
Is usually reserved for major game announcements, and fans theorized that this would be none other than Diablo 4. So you can imagine the immense disappointment when this crowd of primarily PC gamers were treated to the announcement of Diablo Immortal, a mobile game.
Yo! I love it so much.
Now, you have to imagine just how
Bro, a whole room allergic to deodorant. Bro, I remember in 2018 when you could literally smell it.
awful your game is for your super fans who paid a pretty penny to be there and will clap at pretty much anything, are booing you on your own stage. One legend continued the BlizzCon tradition of wearing a red shirt and calling out the developers during the Q&A panel by asking,
"Is this an out-of-season April Fool's joke?"
Bro, that hurts more than actually roasting them. I'm not gonna lie. Actually insulting them to their faces would be less humiliating.
Another asked if there were any plans to port Immortal to PC.
Do you guys not have phones?
Yeah, you guys
Good comeback, bro.
all have
Everyone's got a
phones,
phone.
right?
As
A whole team, all three of them. Do you guys just not have phones? Do you not have phones? Everyone has phones. Why would you want me to port this game to PC if you literally have a phone?
Immortal clawed its way
And then the other two guys behind him, yeah, they don't have phones. Like, holy cow, these guys are fucking brain dead.
closer to release, skepticism amongst fans began to boil over. In order to develop the game, Blizzard teamed up with Chinese addiction developer NetEase, in the same way that
Chinese addiction developer, what?
bikie gangs team up with Chinese fentanyl distributors.
Makes sense, makes sense.
NetEase is a company that doesn't so much produce games as a series of flashing lights that turns money into glimpses of serotonin for
Makes
those
sense,
with
makes
addictive
sense.
personalities.
So basically, Genshin.
Their previous game, Crusaders of Light, had top players spending upwards of 20 grand in order to be the very best,
Bro, that's just like a bad weekend for Tectone.
like no one ever was. Furthering fans' frustrations, it seemed as though Diablo Immortal was a reskin of another NetEase game, Endless of God.
They turned Diablo Immortal into a gacha game.
Man, can we just send like one English-speaking person over to Asia to tell these game companies whether or not their names sound fucking stupid or not? Maybe we can
Hey, Endless of God is a sick name.
finally bring to justice whoever named the game Bravely Default. Skepticism reached an all-time high when it was discovered that Belgium and the Netherlands, in a complete Chad move, preemptively banned the game because of their strict laws on loot boxes. The game dropped,
The future is gacha. I'm telling you, the future is gacha. All VTubers will be in a gacha game.
and to nobody's surprise, the game is monetization hell. A shame too, because buried under all of the psychological manipulation is
Dude, I love psychological manipulation. It's my favorite hentai genre.
actually a half-decent Diablo game. Besides throwing out every creepy, money-hungry trick in the book, the game also milks its whales worse than any other mobile game. And that's saying something. In order to completely max out a character, it was initially estimated that you'd have to spend around $100,000.
Yo, I remember this whole drama.
Of course, no one's forcing you to spend money. You also have no obligation to max out your character. But
It's true. I love when games do that. It's like, listen, you don't have to level up your Pokemon. I'm just saying you could go through the whole game on a very low level, but if you wanted to, that'll cost you a mortgage on your house.
what, you're just gonna finish the story mode and then move on to another game? Like a fucking weirdo? These massive figures are primarily based on legendary gems. One of the key ways of increasing your character's power at max
Yo,
level.
they should bring back the auction house, not gonna lie.
Gems are rated
Oh wait, that's what a gacha game is!
out of 5 stars. And on top of that, there's a secondary rating system for 5-star gems, which again goes up to 5. So the best gem you could find is a 5-star, level 5 quality gem. In order to get these gems, you have to run Elder Rifts, which are short randomized dungeons. Of course, you can't just expect to run a dungeon for free. So without spending real money on a legendary crest,
Makes sense.
your Elder Rift will never drop a legendary gem. Even if you
That
do
sucks.
spend real money.
That sucks.
There's only a 4.5% chance of getting a 5-star legendary gem
Bro,
for
stop.
every legendary crest purchase.
Stop,
And
you're
then on top
killing
of
me.
that, a 1% chance of that 5-star gem being a level 5
I hate all of these things that he just said.
quality one. That means for every legendary crest purchased, there's a 0.045% chance, or 1 in every 2,222 runs,
Oh my god, you actually have to like go shining hunting for this shit.
of getting a
Just
perfect
edgy Genshin
gem. Each
with slightly less lollies.
crest costs 160 of the
Oh my god! Stoop! Stoop! Please stoop! I beg, stoop!
game's premium currency, which is around $4.50 Australian. So assuming you have the worst luck on the planet, which you probably do if your brain's willing to let you spend this much on a video game.
Real and true. A lot of people think that bad choices mean you're unlucky, but it's not true. It's your being unlucky that led you to make bad choices and pull you down that rabbit hole.
That would be around $10,000 per perfect gem. Oh, but it doesn't end there. You also have to level up your gems. To do this, you need duplicate legendary gems and gem power, which you can get from salvaging unwanted legendary gems, or, you guessed it, purchased from the store. In order to level your gem up to level 10, the max level, you would need 74 legendary gems and 4,450 gem power. You would then need
You have a choice between a legendary gem and a mortgage.
to do this 6 times pieces of gear that you can put gems into. Initial estimates put this at around $100,000 with average luck.
I'm actually
in order
sad.
to fill
This didn't make me like, this is sad drama, because I know that there's some sucker out there living in his mom's basement actually spending money, praying and waiting to get a legendary gem. Just makes me sad, man.
6 slots with
But they say it's not gambling because, well, you're never gonna make money through it.
perfect gems. Oh, what, do you think that was all? Oh, it turns out Blizzard added in a secret surprise mechanic just for whales.
Let's go. A secret surprise mechanic?
Upon leveling your
It probably involves refunding all the money that they spent. Maybe telling them how all the money that they've spent on Primo Crystals actually secretly was being invested into the Dow Jones.
gem up to max level,
Or surprise, you're getting a dildo up your ass because you lost your life savings.
which is no
That
small
would be
feat
cool.
in itself, you were then given the option to awaken the gem. This
Like, could you imagine Pokemon, but they tell you at the end of the game you're able to spend $100 to level up your Pokemon to level 150. It's like, surprise, emotional damage. Surprise, some crippling poverty. Ho-ho!
allows 5 additional gems to be superglued onto the original gem.
So it's Thanos. So it's Thanos.
All these additional gems don't need to be 5 stars in order to get the maximum benefit. They still need to be leveled up to 10 the same way as the rest.
Oh, good.
Now, if you think this is needlessly confusing for no discernible reason,
You are correct.
you're right.
Yup!
Mobile game developers use strategies such as these to obfuscate power and muddle the value of purchases. So
Yeah,
that
you have no idea how much anything costs. You just know that you are currently not able to pay rent.
$50 pack seems more valuable than it really is. Although, let's be fair, no amount of smoke and mirrors should be able to convince you that $10,000 is a reasonable amount of money to spend on a video game, let alone a single item in a video game.
Let alone anything that's not actually beneficial to your life.
So you're probably thinking, oh, this is surely just wishful thinking on Blizzard's part. Nobody's going to spend 6 figures in
Oh no.
order to be the best at the worst version of Diablo. No,
Oh no. Oh no.
at least one content creator did exactly
No!
that. It turns out
No!
having a character that powerful means the game can't find anyone of equal power to matchmake you against, rendering his uber powerful juggernaut unable to flex the fortune.
Should I refund 100K on Diablo Immortal? Of course you're not going to be able to play against anybody. You think they're going to be able to matchmake you to some other idiot that spent $100,000 on a video game?
He'd invested in it. The uproar around this was overwhelming. Content creators and Diablo fans lined up to kick Diablo Immortal in the head out the back of a pub in New Hampshire at 2 a.m. But if pop culture
Okay,
boycotts
cool.
and political results are anything to go by, what people complain about online versus what the casual majority engage in are often 2 completely different things. Despite being
That is really true.
review bombed on Metacritic,
A 0.3!
to the point that it's now the lowest rated user score ever, it still has a respectable 4.6 stars.
Stars on the App Store mean nothing. I'm just gonna say it. A controversial take. I've seen the back end of stuff before, and 4.6 stars could be 1 billion% inflated. Although 10 million downloads is probably real.
On both app stores. Not only that, but in the game's first 5 months, it reportedly made over $300 million.
Dude, that just makes me sad. I wanted this to be about Blizzard's many L's. All I'm seeing is W's. In the saddest way. This video is not about the many L's of Diablo. This is about the many L's of us.
Transactions. Which makes you wonder why anybody bothers anymore. All the
Yeah, what's the point of criticizing this stuff? Like, they're just gonna be idiots willing to pay for it. And honestly, abusing idiots is what YouTubers do. So how can I, in true fashion, with my head held high, How could I really call out Blizzard when abusing people and convincing them to support you is just what I do for a living?
While an objectively better version of the game, like Diablo 2 or 3, still exists. And last I checked, you don't have to spend $100,000 to be good at it. Well, at least Immortal worked at launch.
Actually insane how successful they were. Holy crap. Now you wonder why Logan Paul keeps scamming people. Because there will always be more idiots to fall for it. Ladies and gentlemen, this was many kudos. Many kudos to you for putting together this video. You did a really good job. I really like this guy. This guy is freaking great. Holy crap. I really like him. Check him out. Thank you for being here. Definitely subscribe. Be cool. Leave likes. All that fun stuff. Thank you. Thank you. Stay weird, fam. Like, subscribe, and follow me on Twitch. Stay weird, fam.